morning, Super Sparkly Sapphires. Every Wednesday, we will be having agenda on Gaga's deck. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, 2020. We'll begin with Mindful Minute like always, so find a comfy position in 5, 4, 3, 2, wonderful. Today is the 125th day of school. How do we write 125? 100, 2 10s, and 5 1s. 125. 100, 110, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125. On Wednesdays, we count by 8s, 9s, and 10s. You might remember counting by 8s from our kicking counting that goes 8, 16, 24, 32. Well, we're going to go a little bit past 32. Ready? Starting on 8. 8, 16, 24, 32. So if you're at 32, how do you add 8 more? Maybe you know that 2 plus 8 more is 10. So if you're at 32 and you add 8 more, you just go to the next 10 after 30, which is 40. So it goes 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. And what's 8 more than 40? I hope you said 48, because 40 plus 8 is 48. 48. Counting by 9s is my favorite because the numbers go diagonally across the number wall. And the 10s digit goes up by 1, and the 1s digit goes down by 1 each time. Starting on 9, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, and 81. Some of the skip counting can be pretty tricky, but 10s are easy because we've had so much practice. When you count by 10s, you start with 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And if you want to go backward, you just go up. 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Remember, you don't have to start at 10 when you're counting by 10s. If you start at 6, you just go straight down the same way. 10 more is 16, 10 more is 26, 36, 46, 56, and we'll stop at 66. Speaking of 10s, I have a coin. It's tiny and it's dimey. It's a tiny 10, a dimey 10. It's a dime and it's worth 10 cents. So if you have a bunch of dimes, you count by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That's 100 cents, and it's also the same as $1. Today for Wonder Wednesday, I wonder if you share a room or if you have your own room. So have a grown-up send me your answer so we can make a pie graph. Today for literature response, our theme is things with wings, and we are reading about a person with wings. That's fiction. Today we are reading Abuela by Arthur Doros. The illustrator is Elisa Clevin. Abuela takes me on the bus. We go all around the city. Abuela is my grandma. She is my mother's mother. Abuela means grandma in Spanish. Abuela speaks mostly Spanish because that's what people spoke where she grew up before she came to this country. Abuela and I are always going places. Today we're going to the park. El parque es lindo, says Abuela. I know what she means. I think the park is beautiful too. Tantos pájaros, Abuela says as a flock of birds surrounds us. So many birds. They're picking up the bread we brought. What if they picked me up and carried me high above the park? What if I could fly? Abuela would wonder where I was. Swooping like a bird, I'd call to her. Then she'd see me flying. Rosalba the bird, Rosalba el pájaro, she'd say. Then Abuela, come Abuela, I'd say. Sí, quiero volar, Abuela would reply as she leaped into the sky with her skirt flapping in the wind. We would fly all over the city. Mira, Abuela would say, pointing. And I'd look as we soared over parks and streets, dogs and people. We'd wave to the people waiting for the bus. Buenos dias, we'd say. Buenos dias, good morning, they'd call up to us. We'd fly over factories and trains and glide close to the sea. Cerca del mar, we'd say. We'd almost touch the tops of the waves. Abuela's skirt would be a sail. She could race with the sailboats. I'll bet she'd win. We'd fly to where the ships are docked and watch people unload fruits from the land where Abuela grew up. Mangoes, bananas, papayas, those are all Spanish words. So are rodeo, patio, and burro. Do you know what burro means? Donkey, burrito, little burrito. Maybe we'd see a cousin of Abuela's hooking boxes of fruit to a crane. We saw her cousin Daniel once, unloading and loading the ships. Out past the boats in the harbor, we'd see the Statue of Liberty. Me gusta, Abuela would say. Abuela really likes her, and I do too. We would circle around Liberty's head and wave to the people visiting her. That would remind Abuela of when she first came to this country. If they are at the Statue of Liberty, do you know what city they're in? I hope you said New York City. Vamos al aeropuerto, she'd say. She'd take me to the airport where the plane that first brought her landed. Cuidado, Abuela would tell me. We have to be careful as we went out for a short ride. Then we could fly to Tío Pablo's and Tia Elisa's store. Pablo is my uncle, my tío, and Elisa is my aunt, my tia. They'd be surprised when we flew in, but they'd offer us a cool limonada. What do you think limonada is? Did you say lemonade? Flying is hot work. Pero quiero volar más, Abuela would say. She wants to fly more, and I do too. We could fly to las nubes, the clouds. One looks like a cat, un gato. One looks like a bear, un oso. And one looks like a chair, una silla. Descansemos un momento, Abuela would say. She wants to rest a moment. We would rest in our cloud chair, and Abuela would hold me in her arms with the whole sky our house, nuestra casa. We'd be as high as airplanes, balloons, and birds, and higher than the tall buildings downtown. But we'd fly there too to look around. We could find the building where my father works. Hola, papa, I'd say as I waved, and Abuela would do a flip for fun as we passed by the windows. Mira, I hear Abuela say, look, she's telling me. I do look, and we are back in the park. Did they really go flying? Or were they imagining that? What do you think? We are walking by the lake. Abuela probably wants to go for a boat ride. Vamos a otra aventura, she says. She wants us to go for another adventure. That's just one of the things I love about Abuela. She likes adventures. Do you have an Abuela that likes adventures? Abuela takes my hand. Vamos, she says. Let's go. So today for literature response, you are going to draw a picture about Abuela. And remember, you are going to tell me what's happening in the picture. Don't tell me what your picture is. You may not start with this is. Do not tell me this is Abuela flying. Tell me Abuela and Rosalba flew downtown New York City. Give me information about what's happening in the picture. Have fun.